Well, good morning YouTubers, and here I am sat on the top of a Yamaha Super Tenere. $1,200 parallel twin shaft drive adventure touring machine. I've been wanting to test this bike for quite some time because it's going out of production soon, because Yamaha are not going to make this particular engine Euro 5 compliant. The bike was built to compete with the R1200 1250 GS. It's an underrated adventure touring machine. Not a lot of them sold really. It was meant to compete with the BM, but it didn't really have a unique selling point of its own, and it's not much cheaper than a GS, so not a lot of people bought them, unfortunately. This one's in black with red highlights, has tubeless spoked rims, so you can use tubeless tyres obviously on the bike, which is always handy as it's quicker to repair a puncture on. First impressions, it's a really nice place to sit. You feel immediately at home on the bike. The handlebars are in a nice position. My feet are planted on the footrests and my knees have a nice bend in them, not too severe. Mirrors you can see out of, and the bike tumbles along. It's a really solid feel, although it weighs 265 kilos with a full tank of fuel. I think the fuel tank's about 26 litres. It doesn't feel that heavy when you're riding it, and doesn't actually feel that heavy when you're pushing it around. I'm in fourth gear doing 30 miles an hour and it's just trundling along really nice. Plenty of torque on this engine. I think it's about 83 foot-pounds of torque, or 117 newton meters of torque. There's no quick shifter on it, and the brakes feel really nice. It's a bit slow to respond as you turn it into a corner, but as I say, really nice place to be. The seat feels firm but comfortable, and you've got plenty of room to move around on. So if you were touring, you could move around, get your bum in a different position to ease some of the strain. So yeah, it's a nice bike. When you apply the front brake, the back bike operates the rear brake as well. And the good thing is you can get your feet. I'm 5'10". Now the funny thing is, I've just noticed that it shows a dash when you've got a gear selected until you start actually moving. it does not, and let the clutch fully out, it doesn't show you the gear position you're in, which is a bit annoying. The dashboard's really clear, it's a bit military looking, but I'm sure it gives you all the information you need: rev counter, fuel gauge, miles per hour on one side, and let's get on it, see if it...
That wall in it, yeah.
Yeah. So let's have a closer look at the 2020 Yamaha Super Tenere 1200Z. This bike comes with manually adjustable front and rear suspension, switchable traction control, cruise control, ABS brakes, 2 engine modes. The engine is mounted quite low in the frame, which gives the bike a nice balance. Also has, it's a 1200cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank, which gives it a nice rorty engine note and plenty of flexible torque. You can still find new models in showrooms around the UK, and it's well worth a look. It's a well-built machine, so let's get on and ride it again. We're on top of Carbold Hill, just stopped to do a quick look at around the bike. The only trouble is when people see you filming, they want to come up and talk to you, so didn't quite get what I was looking for. Surprising really, once you've had a quick shift there, is how much you miss it when you get on a bike that hasn't. But I could live with it. Quite impressed with the smoothness of the engine, considering, like I say, it's a big thumpy parallel twin. There's plenty of torque, which makes it riding easy. You're on a bike that produces all its power up the top end. You've got to rev the engine all the time, it gets probably tiresome, but this bike has lots of low down grunt from 2,500, really gets along. The thing you'd have to get used to is you back off the throttle. There's rather a lot of engine braking, which kind of throws you on a forward a little bit, but once you got used to the bike, done a few thousand miles on it, I don't think that'd be a problem at all. It's on a 19-inch front wheel with a, I think it's a 17-inch rear wheel, or maybe even 18. I did print all the specs out before I come for the test ride, and unfortunately I left them on the table at home. I just plead age, really. You do tend to forget things. But yes, I would consider owning one of these as an alternative to a GS. It's a bike you immediately become friends with. It's very chuckable. Say I'm in 5th gear now, down to 30 miles an hour. Riding the throttle on, you get a bit of vibe through the pegs, but it just picks up and goes. So there's plenty of torque. I can see myself dashing across fence on this. Although I would probably be with a full set of luggage and a passenger, it would be quite a heavy bike. As I say, you don't really feel the weight. I'd imagine if you've got a full load on, you would. Suspension's fully adjustable front and rear, and whoever set this up set it up nicely. It's got the right amount of feel, right amount of comfort. As I say, you can tailor it to your own tastes. The brakes are very good. Check the back brake. Yeah, as I say, they're unified brakes, work in conjunction with each other. Yes, it's fun to ride. So if you're in the market for a big adventure bike, it's certainly worth considering. I'd like to thank Wigan Yamaha for giving me the opportunity to ride a Super Tenere. I'm just about to drop onto the motorway now, just to give it a blast up the motorway to see what it feels like at motorway speeds. Kind of drops into a corner, which helps. Pulls away nicely. Screen's at its lowest, getting a bit of buffeting. 70, it's not unlivable with. The bike's very smooth. Into 6th gear, and it's really very nice. Cruise along. So yes, it's well at ease at legal motorway speeds. Much vibration through the bars or the pegs. You could just do with that screen being a little higher, which you can adjust. But yeah, very nice.